Hi, my name is Weber, and I'm the co-founder of Viberate Music Data Analytics. Welcome to my masterclass, where I'll teach you everything I know about how to use data to scout for new talent, to monitor your existing roster, to plan marketing campaigns, to analyze an artist's audience, to look for interesting labels. We have basically everything there is to know about the music industry, about the discovery, about analytics in general. So a lot of people I spoke with, they're afraid of using music data analytics services. I often joke that we managed to join the world's most boring industry, which is statistics and math, with the world's most exciting industry, which is music. I believe we did a good job. So in the next couple of courses, I will go case by case, teaching you everything you need to know. And yeah, make sure to click follow, because I will be sharing discount codes for quite hefty discounts. And there's a lot of knowledge to be handed over. So let's get straight to it. All right, so here it is. Let's first go to the home section. So this is where you usually, when you have your morning coffee, you check what's going on. So we analyze about 1 million artists. I'll go back to this a bit later. But the important thing is that you can follow artists or songs that you're interested in and just focus on those, because as you know, 100,000 songs got uploaded daily to DSP, so it's really hard to keep track. And once you click follow, you have them all here. So whether you can access them through the home section or just go to my artists or my tracks and just see what's going on with them. So every day this is going to change, and you can just track whatever's of interest. The entities that we analyze, so mostly clients use the artist section, but Viberate is way more than just analyzing artists. We also analyze tracks, playlists. We're the only analytics section, the only analytics service that has a festival section. So we analyze 7,600 festivals. We have city level analytics, country level analytics. We're also the only service that has data dashboards on the labels. I will have a whole episode just on the label analysis, because it's been a very hot topic lately. Also genre analysis, we have a database of nearly 200,000 venues, hundreds of thousands of events, and we have our own charts. So, and the last section on the main navigation are special features like compare artists, where you can compare 3 artists side by side. This is great for promoters. So when you decide about your billing, about the prominence of different names, you can just use compare section and then figure out who deserves a logo or who goes in a support lineup. Then you have compare tracks, same thing as with artists, so side-by-side comparisons of songs. And then you have the trending section where we analyze different trends with really advanced statistical methods. Of course, if you want to work with the data on a larger scale, we have an export center. So we allow limited exports into CSV files. When I say limited, if you request more than 100 entities to be exported, then you have to contact us, because that is not included in the base pricing, but we could do it for a very favorable price. So let's do a short flyby on the artist section. As I mentioned before, we have almost 1 million artists, and I'll focus on this number a bit more right now. So this is where when I do demos, I usually get a question. So how come you only have 1 million artists? Because DSPs have like 15 million, and other competing services, they claim to have 10 million artists and just crazy numbers. Why is this so small? The reality is that we probably have the same number of unique artists. This is just our different way of approaching data processing. So we bet a lot on curation. So we have a combination of AI and human curation. If you go to any DSP, if you type in a name of a, let's say, some mid-section artist, so someone who's not a stadium superstar and who's not super long tail, I bet you're gonna have 15 different hits for the same artist. On Viberate, you're only gonna have one, because we join all those profiles into one profile, and that's why this number appears to be smaller than the number of analyzed artists in competing services. So yeah, 1 million artists, and then we let you filter them. So we rank them according to our own ranking system, which is called Viberate Rank, where we collect Viberate points, and Viberate points are calculated from all the metrics that we get in. So this is audience and engagement across different channels. And this is just throwing apples and oranges in the same basket and just getting one synthetic KPI out of everything. And then that gives you the widest possible picture of an artist's popularity. And we use that to rank artists from number 1 to number 967,075. If you don't find an artist in a database, highly unlikely, but happens, you can always add them. So just go to search, click add an artist, and you're going to add yourself or your neighbor or whoever is not already in our database. I'm going to start collecting the data right away, and the first dashboard is going to pop up shortly. So you can check quick stats here. You can use genre filters. You can filter by country. We have some trending features. So if you want to check who's really hot right now, just click on this button and it's going to dilute down to 179 artists. This is today. Tomorrow it's going to be a different number. And those artists here are really kicking ass across all the available channels on Viberate. And then we also have a filter where you can filter by major labels, big entertainment companies, or you can decide to just check indie or unsigned artists. And then this is where it becomes interesting. So we also have performance filters, and I'll show this on a later episode where I'm going to focus on the A&R, on scouting for rising talent, which is the most popular use case on Viberate. So here is where you play with the sliders in a combination with two different filters, and you can end up with really, really interesting lists of, 100 hottest artists in punk rock that no one knows about, but they're really kicking ass. So if you're an A&R, just stay tuned because this is going to be an interesting episode. So moving on to, let's go to tracks. So the tracks section currently features almost 25 million results. And similar to the number of artists, this is also curated. So one song, as you know, one song can have multiple ISRCs, one particular title. And we join all those ISRCs in unique dashboards for songs. I'll dig deeper into song dashboards a bit later. And also the same as with artists, you also have a bunch of filters where you can group or you can filter out different results. You can follow songs. An important thing with following is also that we prioritize data sync for everything that you follow. Because we plow through 1.3 billion data points every day, so it's impossible to have everything synced up every 24 hours. We try to. We're never fully successful, never 100%. But if you follow artists, we're going to make sure that your artists and your songs get refreshed with the highest possible priority. So yeah, that wraps up the songs, and now let's go to playlists, which is also a very, very interesting and very useful part of Viberate, because if you want to pitch your songs to playlists, the playlist curators, first of all, we're not going to give you their contacts because in most cases we don't actually have them. But what we can do is we can direct in the right direction. So you can select your main genre. So I don't know, if you're in jazz, you can just click this, and we're just going to filter out jazz playlists. And then you can go play with subgenres. You can say, okay, I'm only interested in playlists that have at least 20 followers, but because I'm not a big artist, I think up to 1,000 will be enough. Let's see, 15,000 still a lot. And then you just keep filtering down up until it gets to a tight list, 100 playlists that really, really fit your profile for your music. And then, yeah, you're gonna have to do some Googling to get to their contact, but we do most of the heavy lifting already, filtering out the ones that really, really suitable to your genre and to your profile. Festivals, as I said, we're the only service that has a very large and curated database of festivals. Again, use country filters, genre filters, size filters, and yeah, well, I'll go into each dashboard a bit later. Then we have cities, we have countries, so I won't spend much time here. So country is the same thing, just on a wider scale. So those are for every country. We have their artists, their venues, their festivals. We do genre analytics, what people in different countries are usually listening to. Labels, one of the hottest sections lately. This is really, really popular with distribution companies because it's a great tool to put together lists, sales targets for distro services. You can filter by different KPIs here, or you can filter by genres. And it's important to say that everything is also available in our API, so you can do this in bulk. If you're a big distributor, so for artists to pitch to labels, this is more than enough. But if you're a distributor and you want to contact potential prospects, you can use our API to do that. Let's move to venues. So venues, like I said, almost 200,000 venues. We have their past events, their future events. We have their profiling, so whether they're a club or a bar or a hall, what's their capacity. And so we plug into really, really reliable data sources here, and it's a very useful tool especially for agents. I miss genres. So genres, let's click on pop and say mainstream pop, and it's gonna open up a dashboard. So this is a public facing dashboard, and then we also have professional analytics, which again I'm gonna dedicate a full episode just to this. Events connected to labels and to artists. So when you go into a certain event, you will then see who's on the lineup. You can click on the names on the lineup. You can click on the name of the venue, and it's just going to take you to that particular profile. Finally, comparing artists. So let's compare Umek, who's our co-founder, a very famous techno DJ from Slovenia, with some similar peers. So when you type in the name of the first artist, we will already suggest you similar names, but you can type in anyone you want. See those red icons here? This means that the profiles are claimed. So Carl Cox also claimed his profile. Super proud of this one. So yeah, you have 3 artists, and then you can just go down, check side-by-side metrics. So that was a really, really condensed flyby of the platform. And now it's time for me to dig deeper into different features. But first, I'll dig deeper into different use cases. So the next one is going to be the most popular one, which is A&R and artist scouting. So make sure to stay tuned. Take care.